Hello and welcome to this video about the economic model of Argentina. In this video we will emphasize the historical trajectory of the economy and its recent development. Subsequently, we will look at the favorable and unfavorable terms that influence the economic development. Based upon that, we will elaborate in more detail the economic indicators like growth and growth prospects, inflation, public debt levels, and the current account balance. As already indicated, to better understand the current state and outlook of the Argentinian economy, let's delve into the economic trajectory over the course of the recent decades. The trajectory of the Argentine economy has been characterized by periods of growth and periods of economic challenges. Here is a broad overview of its trajectory. Early 20th century, Argentina experienced significant economic growth and became one of the world's wealthiest nations. It benefited from exports of agricultural commodities, such as beef and wheat, and attracted foreign investment. Mid-20th century, Argentina faced economic challenges in the mid-20th century, including political instability, high inflation, and a growing public debt. The economy struggled to keep up with industrialization and faced social and political unrest. In the 1990s, Argentina implemented economic reforms, including the adoption of a currency pegged to the US dollar, the so-called convertibility plan. This period saw increased foreign investment and relative stability, but it also resulted in the accumulation of public debt and structural issues. In the early 2000s, the Argentine economy faced a severe economic crisis in 2001 to 2002. The government defaulted on its debt, the currency peg was abandoned, and the country experienced a deep recession, high unemployment, and social unrest. In the mid-2000s, Argentina experienced a period of economic recovery fueled by high global commodity prices, particularly for its agricultural exports. The government implemented expansionary policies, increased public spending, and social welfare programs. Most recent years, Argentina has faced economic challenges, including high inflation, fiscal deficits, and currency devaluations. The government has implemented various measures to address these issues, such as price controls, currency controls, and austerity measures. However, these measures have not always been successful in achieving stability, and the country continues to grapple with economic difficulties. It's important to point here that the trajectory of the Argentine economy has been influenced by both domestic and external factors, including government policies, global economic trends, commodity prices, and international financial markets. The economy has shown resilience at times, but it has also faced recurring challenges that have affected its growth and stability. What are some favorable characteristics that enable growth of the economy? Several factors may be beneficial to the Argentine economy. These factors include regional integration. Argentina is part of regional blocs such as Mercosur, or so-called Southern Common Market, and has trade agreements with various countries. Strengthening regional integration and expanding trade relations can open up market opportunities, promote exports, and facilitate foreign investment. Next, natural resources. Argentina is endowed with abundant natural resources, including fertile agricultural land, minerals, and energy resources. Exploiting and efficiently managing these resources can contribute to economic growth, export revenues, and job creation. Complementary to natural resources, Argentina possesses significant renewable energy resources, including wind, solar, and hydropower. Capitalizing on these resources can help reduce dependence on fossil fuels, enhance energy security, and contribute to environmental sustainability. Furthermore, as already mentioned, in times when the economy thrives, the agriculture sector played a significant role. Accordingly, Argentina's strong agricultural sector, with a long history of producing and exporting commodities such as soybeans, corn, wheat, beef, and wine. This sector provides a significant contribution to the economy, generating export revenues and supporting rural livelihoods. Last but not least, even though intuitional constraints limit the enabling of the skilled workforce, the following is important to state. Argentina has a well-educated population, with a strong emphasis on education. The presence of a skilled workforce fosters innovation, entrepreneurship, and productivity in various sectors, including technology, research and development, and services. Leveraging these factors requires effective policies and reforms, such as investment in infrastructure, education, and research and development, as well as the promotion of sustainable resource management and the facilitation of trade and investment. By capitalizing on its strengths, Argentina can enhance its economic performance and promote long-term growth. However, what are the characteristics and aspects that actually limit the growth prospects? Several factors constrain the economic development of Argentina. These include income inequality and social challenges. Argentina faces significant income inequality, with disparities between the rich and the poor. This poses social challenges, including limited access to quality education, healthcare, and basic services, which can hinder social mobility and overall development. Institutional weaknesses and corruption, weak governance, corruption, and a lack of effective institutions pose challenges to economic development. These factors can undermine the rule of law, hinder business operations, and erode investor confidence. Inefficient and complex regulatory environment. Argentina's regulatory environment is often perceived as burdensome, bureaucratic, and prone to frequent changes. Cumbersome administrative procedures, complex tax regulations, and excessive red tape can discourage investment, stifle entrepreneurship, and impede business growth. Lack of access to international finance. Argentina has faced difficulties in accessing international financial markets due to its history of defaults and high debt levels. Limited access to external financing can constrain investment, infrastructure development, and economic growth. Infrastructure gaps. Insufficient investment in infrastructure, including transportation, energy, and telecommunications, can limit productivity and hinder economic development. Inadequate infrastructure can increase costs for businesses, restrict access to markets, and limit regional connectivity. Addressing these constraints requires comprehensive reforms, including macroeconomic stability, fiscal discipline, streamlined regulations, improved governance, investment in infrastructure, and efforts to reduce inequality and improve education outcomes. By stating all the enabling and constraining factors, we can now take a look at the current figures of the main economic indicators, or let's say key metrics. There are several key metrics used to assess the performance of the Argentine economy. Some of the crucial ones include the following. Economic growth or gross domestic product, or so-called GDP. Argentina experienced economic contraction in recent years, with fluctuations in growth rates. As many other countries in 2020, the country faced a severe economic downturn due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, though also prior to the pandemic, Argentina had been facing an economic recession. The low trajectory Argentina has been coming from explains why the recent growth rate might have been higher. Next, the inflation rate. Argentina has been grappling with high inflation. Inflation rates have been in the double digits in recent years, and at times, they have been significantly higher. Unemployment rate. Unemployment rates in Argentina have been elevated, with fluctuations depending on the economic conditions. The COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent economic slowdown have likely contributed to an increase in the unemployment rate. Fiscal deficit. Argentina has been facing fiscal deficits, where government spending exceeds revenue. This has led to an accumulation of public debt. Addressing fiscal imbalances has been a challenge for the government, impacting macroeconomic stability and the ability to finance public services and investments. Strength of the currency or exchange rate. The exchange rate of the Argentine peso against major currencies, such as the US dollar, has experienced fluctuations. Argentina has faced challenges in managing its currency exchange rate, with episodes of currency devaluations and periods of currency stability. However, even though the currency has weakened, the current account balance is negative, indicating that more capital flows in than out. This is closely connected to the external debt levels. Argentina has a significant amount of external debt, including both public and private debt. Managing external debt levels and ensuring timely debt servicing remain important considerations for the country's macroeconomic stability. Alright then, let's conclude. The Argentine economy is of mixed type, which combines elements of both market-based capitalism and state intervention. Historically, Argentina's economy was heavily based on agricultural exports, particularly beef and grains, but it has since diversified to include a range of industries, including manufacturing, services, and natural resource extraction. The Argentine government has implemented a range of policies to promote economic growth and development. For example, it has invested heavily in education, science, and technology to create a skilled workforce and promote innovation. It has also encouraged foreign investment in key sectors such as renewable energy and infrastructure. At the same time, the government has also intervened in the economy in various ways. For example, it has implemented price controls to manage inflation, which has been a persistent problem in Argentina. It has also imposed currency controls to stabilize the value of the Argentine peso and prevent capital flight. Thank you very much for your attention. We would be happy to see you next time and keep in touch.